Hello there! Welcome to this channel on which my mission is to empower you to live your best life as I live mine here in Costa Rica, offering you advice and tips on relocating here and seeking community life. In today's video, I'm sharing about why I choose to live in the Southern Zone, why I believe the Southern Zone is an ideal place for people who want to root in Costa Rica, as opposed to the Northern Zone that is typically better for tourism. So when I talk about the Southern Zone, I'm talking specifically about the area between Quepos and a little bit south of Uvita that goes to San Isidro and a little bit beyond. This is typically where most people live. This is where there is an amazing conscious community, where there are an abundance of markets, and where, in my opinion, there is a really great quality of life. I started off my journey in Costa Rica in Santa Teresa, which is on the Nicoya Peninsula in the north of Costa Rica. I spent a couple months there with the plan on staying there, or at least exploring that idea. One thing I noticed quickly about the people who are living there was this sadness that they carried about how transient it is. People come through and they leave. There isn't this settling as much as there is in the south. I have to say, this is a reality that you face everywhere in Costa Rica. It's one thing that I find quite challenging to cycle through relationships regularly because people come and they leave. However, there seems to be a lot more people that are rooted, and so there are more opportunities to build a community in a way that is more grounded and more stable. Now, the north, as beautiful as it is, tends to attract tourists who are looking for surf, who are looking for party, who are looking for beach, who are looking for more of a vacation vibe. And that's why you find an abundance of restaurants and bars and yoga studios and everything you want within a beach town, because this is really catering to people that are coming through, staying for a short amount of time. My experience in Santa Teresa was one of a lot of noise, a lot of people, a lot of traffic, just not my cup of tea. And ultimately, my partner and I were in Costa Rica because we were looking for community, intentional community. And so I had a friend in Santa Teresa that said, this isn't the right place for you, you should go to the Diamante Valley. People are often asking, where's the Diamante Valley? So I'm going to sort of try to pinpoint it on a map right here. There you go. The Diamante Valley is typically a place that people go to because they're looking for medicine experiences, retreats, community life, and other conscious people. It's a powerful place. It's a vortex. I lived there for a good while. It's definitely a really interesting and absolutely beautiful place to visit. And so it was a great landing place for us because in the Diamante Valley, we really experienced a different quality of life. Suddenly, instead of being in the chaos of Santa Teresa, where there was just so much hustle and bustle, we were in the quiet mountains where there were still a lot of people, but it was very rural. So it's a much, much different vibe. So the south is just a lot more spread out, it seems. There's a lot more opportunities to live in quieter places. Of course, you can live in the city like Uvita if that's something you're looking for, if you don't want to drive, and if you want to be able to walk everywhere, and that's the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for. But what I love about the south is this ability to choose. You don't have to go too far. You can live in the mountains where it's cooler, or just a little further away, and still have access to it all. So where I'm living now, although there are neighbors, it is super serene. I'm surrounded by rivers around me. There are beautiful trees. It's really quiet. There's just no traffic ever, no noise. For me, serenity is what Costa Rica is about. It's nature. It's the abundance of wildlife. It's the abundance of fruit. It's the abundance of flowers. It's this nurturing, motherly energy. And along with this nurturing energy, one thing that the south offers that the north doesn't is access to markets, what they call ferias. If you look on Google Maps, feria, the word feria, you'll see that there's a bunch in the south and there's none in the north. This is because the south is where the food grows. It's a more humid climate, there's more rain. Of course, that comes with a price, but it's worth it in my opinion. It's more abundant. And so if you're looking for more affordable organic vegetables and fruits, then you're going to have an easier time finding it in the south. And one thing that's also really nice about the south is that there is a really large city, which is San Isidro, is what we call it, or Perez Zeledon. And in Perez, you have a huge organic market every week. and you have everything you need that you don't need to go to San Jose to get. Whereas the people who are living in the north can go to Liberia. But when I was living in Santa Teresa, Liberia was really far. And so I was better off taking a ferry, traversing to Punta Arenas, and then going to San Jose. So that was a huge trek. Now I just drive to San Isidro and I get everything I want, and everyone in the area refers to San Isidro as their go-to place. Now I just want to take a quick moment to mention that I'm supporting those who wish to relocate to Costa Rica. There's a link down below in my description box where you can schedule a private call with me and we can discuss your needs and we can see how I can support you on your relocation journey. This for me is a great way to build community, and that is probably the thing I appreciate the most about Costa Rica is the community, is the connections that I've been able to make, is the quality of the conscious people. And in the South, you find really innovative, just awakened people who have visions for the future that are unique and that are really inspiring. And with that comes a lot of events, comes apps like Bitcoin Jungle, which is an app that allows you to pay with Bitcoin in tons of restaurants, shops, markets, etc. So there's this community of people here that are really actually trying to make a difference and create a better world. And for me, it feels like a really good place to live in a place that is doing that. Another thing that's nice that you have in the South as compared to the North is greater symbiosis with local people, with a more Tico way of life. The North, being more focused on tourism, has made it so a lot of the Costa Ricans just can't afford to live there anymore. It's really unfortunate, and although that is also the case in the South, it's less happening in a dense way. There is, because there's this rural life, you still have more of a mix between the local people and the expats. I don't feel like there's as much of a clash of us versus them here than I did when I was living in Santa Teresa. And the fact that you have more local people, that you have less tourism, means that in general it's cheaper. The housing is significantly cheaper. The fact that you can go to markets and get your fresh products directly from the market person makes it cheaper. These for me are big advantages. And so if you are considering relocating to Costa Rica, there are really interesting areas to live in. If you're looking for much cooler weather, you're like, I want to go to Costa Rica, but I'm going to die of heat. You might want to consider an area called Chiripo, which is above San Isidro in the mountains. The main town is called Rivas. There, it's a lot cooler. There is the most amazing river. You can find really comfortable climate and also a beautiful community of people that are rooted and not. There's the Diamante Valley that I mentioned, of course. These are really, really beautiful places to live where the air is fresher, the houses are cheaper, the community is supportive, beautiful. There's a market every week that's just like an amazing community gathering. I was living there before. You can consider living in Dominical, in Uvita, in Ojotol, and anywhere in between. And all of these places will be, in my opinion, beautiful places to root your journey in Costa Rica. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it, and you can subscribe to my channel to stay updated on other future videos about Costa Rica. And if there are certain video subjects that you would like me to see cover, you can also comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.